Okay, we're going to continue our look at standard form lines. So a quick review, standard form of a line was this form, ax plus by equals c, and we discussed how a had to be positive, so your x term has to be positive, and a, b, and c must be whole numbers. They cannot be decimals or fractions. All right, so find the missing coefficient, so that means either a or b, those are coefficients. In the equation that passes through the given point, write the completed equation. Okay, so if we look at this standard form line as it is, we are missing that b value. That coefficient is missing, so we need to find it. So as you see the pattern happens every time, take what they give you and input it into the other part that they give you and find what's missing. That's it. Just find the missing piece. So x is 2. Y is -1, going right there. Okay, so let's write that out. So 4 times x is 2, plus b we don't know, we're going to find that, times y is -1 equals 1. So simplify that a little bit. 4 times 2, 8. B times -1 minus b equals 1. Solve for b here, so subtract 8 from both sides. We get -b equals -7. It's like we have a -1 times b here, so we divide by -1, shortcut, change the signs of both sides, so b equals +7. So if b is +7, I have found the missing coefficient, so I've done this first part up here. Now I have to write the completed equation. So it is 4x plus 7y equals 1. So all I did is I took that b value I found and I plugged it in right there. So 4x plus 7y equals 1 is the final answer. Now we can check this. This is a situation where we can check it. So let's do that. If this works, if the equation works when I input 2, -1, then I know I did it right. So I'm going to put 2 in for that x and input -1 in for that y and make sure it works out. So 4 times x is 2. Plus 7 times y is -1, and that should equal 1. So 4 times 2, 8. 7 times -1 minus 7, that should equal 1. 8 minus 7 is 1. 1 equals 1. Check. I know I did it right. So I know that this is the correct equation based on the given information. All right, next example. Still working with standard form lines. So finding slope, x and y intercepts from equations in standard form. So the slope can be found using the formula slope equals -a over b. Again, standard form was ax plus by equals c. So this a is this a. This b is this b. What I normally have students do is put this part in parentheses, and you work with that negative last because the signs can start to give you trouble if you don't. And we'll get to that in a moment. To find the x-intercept, and this is true with all equations, you set y equal to 0 and find the value of x. To find the y-intercept, we'll set x equal to 0 and find the value of y, because the y-intercept occurs when the x-coordinate is 0. If you are on a coordinate plane here and you are on the y-axis, your x-coordinate, no matter where you're at on the y-axis, must be 0. If you are on the x-axis, here, 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 any of these, the y-coordinate must be 0. So that's why these two rules right here work. All right, let's apply that. So example 2 here says 3x minus 4y equals 24. To find the slope, we're going to use this. So it's a good idea to identify our a and b. So remember standard form, ax plus by equals c. So for us, this form, our a is 3, it's this number. Our b is -4, this number. So our m is equal to the opposite, or negative, of a over b, so 3 over -4. The reason why I have you put this part in parentheses is now you can distribute that negative in. You have one negative times another, so that flips it to positive. So your slope is positive 3/4. So this standard form line has a slope of 3/4. Now we'll find the x-intercept. We set y to 0 and solve. So we have 3x minus 4 times y is 0 equals 24. Another way to look at it is if you have 4 times 0, that's just 0. So basically you can just cover that up, erase it, whatever. It's gone. So all we have to solve is 3x equals 24 because this is gone. So 3x equals 24, divide by 3, x equals 8. So my x-intercept is 8. Ordered pair would be 8, 0. Basically the same thing. Find the y-intercept, set x to 0. So our equation was 3x minus 4y equals 24. So set x equal to 0. So basically that just erases that term. It's gone. 3 times 0 is 0, so it's gone. Negative 4y equals 24 is all I'm solving. Divide by negative 4. Y equals negative 6. So the ordered pair for my y-intercept, 0, negative 6. Now they want us to graph it. If you have the two intercepts, you have 2 points. That's enough to graph any line. So we'll scroll down here and we'll graph it. So 8, 0 for my x. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And negative 6 for y-intercept. Right here. And we'll plot a line between them. And if we check the slope, we would see that it would be the slope we found earlier of up 3 over 4. So this is up 6 here and over 8. So 6 over 8 reduces to 3 over 4. Check. Alright, one more example here. 3x plus 0.5y equals 6. Remember, to find the slope, we can use m, the slope, is equal to negative a over b. So it's a good idea to identify our a, 3, and our b is 1/2 or 0.5. So our slope m is equal to the opposite or negative of a 3 over b 0.5. So 3 divided by 1/2, dividing by 1/2 is like multiplying by 2. 3 times 2 is 6, then make it negative. So our slope is negative 6. Now we want to find the x and y intercepts. So to find the x-intercept, we set y to 0. So we can basically just cover up that term. And we're only solving 3x equals 6. 3x plus 0.5 times 0 equals 6. This is 0, so it's gone. So I'm only solving 3x equals 6. Divide by 3. X is 2. So the ordered pair, 2, 0. So here is my x-intercept right there. Find the y-intercept, we set x to 0, so it's 3 times x is 0 plus 0.5y equals 6. This is gone now. Anything times 0 is 0, so 0.5y equals 6. Divide by 1/2, 0.5. That's like multiplying by 2, so y equals 12. So my y-intercept is 0, 12. Be off our grid here by 2 spots. So the line looks like this. And that's it for this example.